Hey guys, so I want to do a quick comparison here between LG Q6 and Nokia 6, both very affordable handsets, coming with very similar specification, and I wanted to compare them here head to head. Let's just start them up. So I think you can get the Nokia 6 for a little bit cheaper than the Q6, but the Q6 prices actually vary quite a lot where you're from. So it looks like the Q6 is going to beat the Nokia when it comes to the boot up. So Nokia is very slow nowadays when it comes to the boot up, maybe because they keep underpowering the devices, but nevertheless we can have a look how they do compare here. We have installed a few apps, both running Snapdragon 400 device processors, so 430 or something like that. I can't remember the exact model, but entry level at the end of the day. I think the Nokia might have a slight advantage in the stock kind of software. Very similar so far though, I've got to say, it's not too different. Maybe the Q6 there. You can see the Q6 is making a lot better use of its space compared to the Nokia 6 with its huge bezels, leading to like a similar kind of display size but much smaller and compact. And I'm not seeing a huge difference here. Let's just try some of the games. So I think both of them have similar displays here, nothing too special. I think I read somewhere that the Q6 has like a 2K display. I'm sure that's a mistake because I don't think such an entry-level processor could push that along. I'll double check it to be correct. Very comparable performance though here, you're not getting a massive world of difference between these two. Let's just check. And what is so it's IPS and it's getting 442 ppi. So I think that's just full HD. We'll just say 1080 by 2060, so that could be 2K. Strange, because that would be quite difficult for gaming, I'm guessing, when it comes to that processor. Just one more here. So you can see, I think in terms of the performance, the day-to-day differences are negligible. A little bit different now and again. Sometimes the Q6 a bit faster, sometimes Nokia. Let's just have a look at the Wi-Fi. I don't think we get the full spectrum of support here on the Q6, so hopefully it's not going to be too bad. The most you're going to get is probably about 50, as you can see. And the Nokia does give you the full spectrum, so I think this is going to be quite conclusive. So it's odd that they decided to miss that out, because obviously it does lead to poor performance when it comes to internet tasks. And the Nokia clearly superior here in both respects. So let's go to some web browsing. I think the Q6 has a slightly nicer display here in terms of the brightness when on the web page. Let's go to Daily Mail and go. So very be comparable. Maybe the Nokia was a bit quicker loading content. Pinch to zoom. Quite a laggy affair here. You can see this is where the entry-level processor shows itself. But as long as you're not hammering it too hard, it shouldn't be too bad, I'm guessing. It's GSM. Yeah, so whatever Nokia's done here, they've done a fantastic job of really making the most of the entry-level processor compared to this one. I'll probably compare with the Xiaomi 4X as well, which has the same kind of setup. We can just round off looking at the multitasking. So traditionally LG has been a bit weird with this, except for its high-end phones, which it usually does quite well with. You can see every single one here seems to be better on the right, quite conclusive. So no comparison. How do the games fare? Let's have a look at that. Holding the game in memory, as you can see. I think the Nokia 6 has definitely grown on me since I've had it, you know. At first I was like, meh, but now it's like quite a very good option, considering, you know, the price and all that. So solid victory here in pretty much every aspect to the Nokia when it comes to these handsets. I gotta say, I was expecting the Q6 to win at least a few things. It does actually get quite warm as well when really using the phone, probably because it's made of like a glass kind of construction, unibody. I think there's some other things to consider between these two. You know, I think you could consider the build quality. I keep saying the build quality on the Nokia is amazing because that's what it is actually. It's exactly as I like it in terms of a phone. You know, nice chamfering, metal kind of design, no fingerprints. So I think that's something, you know, that I would prefer personally compared to the fingerprints that you will get on something like the Q6. But I think Nokia for the next gen could definitely copy the full vision display that you do get with the Q6, as well as the waterproofing IP68 as well. You know, that is something that you do get on the Q6. So it's not completely without any advantages, but you know, I think in terms of getting a fingerprint scanner as well, the Nokia 6 is a clear choice here between these two. So yeah, just a quick little comparison here. We'll do some other comparisons with the Q6, checking out other things as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.